Thank you for joining me. I'm currently looking at what will be Hurricane Barry. This is what is going on right now with potential tropical cyclone number 2, aka Barry. Right now, it is an area of low pressure just south of Pensacola, Florida right now, and it's spinning its way southwest just south of Alabama and Mississippi, and it will become a tropical storm likely later tonight or tomorrow in the morning, and it will quickly intensify into a hurricane by Friday morning before making its way northward towards the Louisiana coast by Saturday. Should make landfall in Louisiana Saturday morning or early Saturday afternoon as a Category 4 hurricane. Category 3 or 4 hurricane. This is going to be a major hurricane barreling onshore in Louisiana. Right now in spaghetti models, this is what the storm looks like right now. It is still a potential tropical cyclone, has not been designated as a tropical storm yet. This is its forecast track. It is forecast to become a hurricane right before landfall. There is already tropical storm watches being issued for southeast Louisiana, going all the way down to the mouth of the Mississippi River. This is what will be the track of Barry, and it will be a hurricane, especially a major hurricane when it comes on shore. You see, 7 a.m. Sunday, it's going to be a hurricane in south central Louisiana, which means it will be a major hurricane at a time of landfall. If it's going to be a hurricane this far inland, that is pretty impressive. So landfall is expected late Saturday afternoon, early Saturday evening as a major hurricane. This is looking 48 hours later. This is where it's going to be in only 48 hours. It's going to produce a very extreme amount of rain right here in south central and southeast Louisiana. This is going to be the core of the rainfall. It's going to be right in this area. Baton Rouge is going to get swamped by 30 to 40 inches of rain. This is going to be a disaster for the area. And now let's look at tropical tidbits. This is the European model right now. And looking at the Euro, it's showing what's going to happen with this storm. Right here, hurricane coming onshore. I mean, the European run doesn't do so well with strength, but it does very well with track. So let's look at the NAM 3KM. Look at that, 883. That is a Category 5. That's exactly with what Michael was showing. This is extreme. Category 5, 883 millibars. That is extreme. I'm going to post this right now on a Facebook group. I'm just going to quickly go there. I mean, that is extreme. Yeah, that's going to be quite a storm. Yeah, this is going to be quite a storm. So this is the tropical cyclone right now. Right here it becomes a hurricane. And this is going to be only two. Wow, look at that. I think UK Man is much more accurate. Let's try GFS Legacy. This is GFS Legacy. Showing a landfall in Louisiana and Mississippi as a major hurricane, or maybe a strong category 2. This is very impressive. I mean, look at this. And now let's look at the Canadian run. This has taken a very long time to load. There we go. There's already a swirl of low pressure just southeast of Louisiana right here. And this is the Japanese run. This is the JMA. I don't think the European run is going to be right. The European run is, how to say this, it doesn't handle strength very well. One thing the European handles very well is track, but not so much intensity. NavGem usually does pretty well with track and intensity. Well, NavGem does better with, intensity. I'm going to go back to spaghetti models. I actually believe this will become a major hurricane. Not just a tropical storm, but actually a major hurricane. Yes, I have a problem with the software I'm using. I'm sorry about that. There's a problem with the software. This is the most I can scroll down. I mean, I could see everything under, but unfortunately, the software I'm using really doesn't do well. Uh, 18Z right here. So this is looking at the 18Z regular NAM now. So this is looking at the 18Z again. Well, this is actually the 12Z run of the WRF run. There it forms. That's the beginning of the tropical storm there. 998 millibars. And by now it should be a strong tropical storm, maybe a minimal hurricane. Like this might take a similar track to Alicia, I mean. So let's look at the NAM 3KM, the high resolution NAM. Compare this to the last run, 1006 at this time, wow. So it's showing an even stronger system. Same spot, 1002. But here's the difference, look at that. 1006 here, but then look what happens. So looking at NAM 3KM right here, and look what happens here. Becomes 883 millibar monster. But the 18Z run, it's already 999 millibars, and at only hour 16, whereas an hour 22, which is around the same time, it's 1004. So this is looking at the 12Z run right now. Then look what happens here. Very quickly becomes a monster. So this becomes a monster of a storm. So right now they're flying into the storm. So this is the aircraft reconnaissance right now. So right now they're already finding depression type winds. So it's not a tropical storm yet. Rain rate's pretty high up right here. See the wind suddenly drop down here. If winds around 30 knots, it's about tropical depression type winds. but they haven't found a close circulation yet. Which means it's not a tropical storm yet. It's still depression, but look at this. Models are indicating that this could become a very powerful system. And please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Please don't forget to like my video and subscribe to my channel for the latest severe weather, hurricane, and winter weather information. And I will be doing some regular uploads on what will be Hurricane Barry as it barrels towards Louisiana coastline, Louisiana and Texas coastline. I'll be doing videos on this storm. So this is where the center of circulation is right now located. This is exactly like how Hurricane Barry developed. I mean, Hurricane Alicia developed right here, and then went right into Texas, right into Houston. It made landfall as a Category 3. This one might become a 4. I would not be surprised because the Gulf of Mexico is very warm right now. In fact, sea surface temperatures right now, in only the first week of July, are running way above normal for the Gulf of Mexico and the East Coast. Just check out how warm these water temperatures are. Way above normal. And back in 2005, when Hurricane Dennis came into the Gulf of Mexico, water temperatures around the same time frame were actually slightly cooler. That could actually be the track from Dennis. So the Gulf of Mexico was actually slightly cooler. I mean, this is exactly how the water temperatures were. I mean, look at this. You had an El Nino, you had warm water temperatures in the Atlantic. Let's look, in fact, let's look at the Atlantic right now, at this time frame. Almost exactly the same, almost an exactly same replica, slightly cooler though, and very warm over here too. I mean, this is very reminiscent of what happened in 2005. The only difference is that it's slightly cooler in this area. It's still warm, but it's slightly cooler. Just check how warm these water temperatures are. It's unbelievable. And even after Katrina rolled ashore, I mean, look at this. The water temperatures were still very warm. And this is the upwelling from Katrina right here. Just want to check water temperatures, and look at that. And this is right after Hurricane Wilma. Look what happened. Boom. 993 millibars, hour 27 or 21. So now let's look at how Hurricane Alicia formed. Let's see. Meteorological history. The origin of Hurricane Alicia can be traced to a frontal boundary that extended from New England to the Gulf of Mexico. This weak front was initially stationary in the southeast United States, but slowly moved southward into the north, central, and southeastern fringes of the Gulf, producing strong convective activity. Night of August 13th. A small area of low pressure developed on the west end of the front. So you see right here, it became as a non-tropical system. It formed as non-tropical, but it already became an invest in when it was over land over Georgia. This storm, I mean, what the current storm I'm tracking, not this one. So just a couple days ago, it was over Georgia, moved southward, and right now it's around here. It's a very similar storm, and it formed very quickly. I mean, this storm. This has the potential to do the same. Keep in mind, this storm formed in August. Possibly tornado or microburst related damage. So it formed on August 15th, and just 48 hours after it formed, became a major hurricane. I mean, look at that. Look at that perfect symmetrical eye and everything. And look how it looks. It looks just like a, if you take out this eye, this hurricane, look at that. It looks like a storm system almost. Because this was part of a frontal system too. Alicia peak intensity just after landfall. Very intense storm too. This is what it looked like at landfall. Now let's go back to 3 km. Let's go to hour 34. Right here. See, 987. This is probably 980 millibars right here. 982. See? Storm is definitely going to undergo rapid intensification. So I'm going to leave you the satellite for now. I'm going to leave you with the infrared. Finally got it to work. There's the tropical cyclone right here. Here's the system right here. There's a little swirl right there. You could almost make out a little bit of a swirl there. Barely, but you could make it out. So this will become Barry, and Barry will move like something like that, become a hurricane, and then move something like that. So here's the track of Barry, or potential tropical cyclone 2. With something like that, it's going to then move into the northeast and give heavy rain to the northeast and parts of mid-Atlantic, maybe some gusty winds. So let's look right now at the satellite, at the weather. Let's look at the weather for the northeast. This is going to be out looking at today and tomorrow. And tomorrow there's going to be some thunderstorms in the northeast. Now, it won't come into my area, to the New York City area, until tomorrow night. Looks like they might actually go, the strongest storms might actually go to the south. See how it says 977? Here's going to be 974 millibars. 971. Wow. That's already a hurricane. Here it says 978, and here it says 971. So yep, looks like we're gonna have a hurricane hands. So this is the swirl here. Looks like it should become a tropical storm by tomorrow. From there, it's going to become a hurricane, and then it's going to move northwestward towards the Louisiana coastline. At this point, it should be a strong tropical storm. Look at that, it's already a hurricane. And it's swirling right towards the Louisiana coastline at this time. And at this point, look at that 963 millibars. That's a monster. I mean, it's not a monster, but that's a strong tropical storm. That's a strong hurricane already. It might be a category 3 by now. Here it says 966. Here it says 963. Let's see what's going to happen now. This storm is already stronger here. Wind gust here. 122 knots. Let's look here. Looks like it's gonna be much weaker here. Knots. Huh. Look at that, 140 knots. 155 knots. That is a Category 5 hurricane. That's a monster. Oh my God. If that storm happens exactly like that, this is going to be a horrible monster of a storm. Knots to miles per hour. Let's see, 155 knots. That's 180 mile an hour gusts. Wow. I mean, that's incredible. Let's check now. 957 millibars. 955. So you see, now it's showing a more likely scenario now. Let's see what people on Facebook are saying about this storm now. .1 Ridgecrest. Another one. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna have to change some gears for a second. Looks like something else happened in Ridgecrest. Yep. It looks like they just had a 4.1. So I'm about to end this video soon. $948 millibars. Well, this time it was already 922. So yeah, this is a much bigger improvement, or more realistic now. And there is still an earthquake swarm right here. I'm gonna check Ben Ferraiola's video right now. I'm gonna end the video right now.
Hello there once again, YouTube.
Thank you for watching.
How you guys doing today?
Bye.
Alright, so here are 1 day all magnitudes for California. It is making my